making sure that everybody gets a fair shot, against legislation for equal pay, against sick leave and family leave, against all the things that working families care about. I mean, even the Republicans on the other side don't really know what the guy's talking about. They really don't. They really don't. You ask them, they're all like, I don't know. And then they kind of duck the other way. Am I joking? No. Now let me just say, I know the other guys talks about making America great again. America's really great. And just the other day, somebody was writing about, wow, when you look at the surveys in the world, turns out that when Obama came in office, the world didn't think we were that great. But now they think we're the greatest. They think we're the strongest. They think we're in the best position. We were in a hole before I came in office, but right now the rest of the world thinks we're pretty darn great. And by the way, you can look that up. That's a fact. That's not like something I just made up a tweet. Hillary understood and continues to understand that just a bunch of tough talk doesn't replace the hard work of diplomacy. A bunch of phony bluster doesn't keep us safe. You can't be reckless. You don't have the luxury of just saying whatever pops into your head. You've actually got to know what you're talking about. You've got to actually do your homework. And I couldn't be prouder of the things we've done together, but I'm ready to pass the baton. And I know that Hillary Clinton is going to take it. And I know she can run that race. The race to create good jobs and better schools and safer streets and a safer world. And that's why I'm fired up. And that's why I'm ready to go. And that's why I'm with her. And that's why I need you to work just as hard to make sure that Hillary Clinton is the next president of the United States of America. God bless South Carolina. God bless.
We come back from White House Communications Director on what today's rally signals about the campaign to come.
Tell me how you want me, if you want me to bring it to you.
For more than 20 years, you can now join Angie's List for free. That means everyone has access to our real reviews that we actually verify. And we can also verify that a hired dog is a good dog.
What time you want me to do it?
So if you need a great dog walker or handyman, find one at Angie's List. Join today for free. Because your home is where our heart is.
Okay.
I called for help as soon as I saw her.
I found her wandering miles from home.
When the phone rang at 5 a.m., I knew it was about Mom.
I see how hard it's been on her at work, and I want to help.
For the 5 million Americans living with Alzheimer's and the millions more who feel its effects, let's walk together to make an even bigger impact and end Alzheimer's for good. Find a walk near you at alz.org/walk.
Beyond the headlines,
Let's go!
beyond the faces, beyond the sound bites and spotlights, on the left and the right, beyond the talking points, beyond it all, lives the full story. To go beyond, you have to go beyond.
You are going to have a very clear choice to make between two fundamentally different visions of where America should go. And this isn't even really a choice between left and right or Democrat or Republican. This is a choice between whether we are going to cling to some imaginary past or whether we're going to reach for the future.
Joining now, former senior advisor to Barack Obama's 2008 presidential campaign, former White House Communications Director for President Obama, Anita Dunn. Anita, it struck me watching that the president is, I think, really been looking forward to doing this. It's sort of remarkable to see him out in this mode as the sitting president campaigning for someone else.
Well, Chris, thanks for having me on. I couldn't agree with you more. You saw he was fired up, he was ready to go, he was with her, and he's going to be with her throughout this campaign. You know, when you run against somebody, you get to know them in a very special way, I think when President Obama talked today about her perseverance, about her getting knocked down and getting back up, about her beating him in debates in 2008, all of those things were real. You know, this isn't an endorsement he's mailing in. He means it when he says he thinks she's the best candidate, that she is most qualified to be president, and he's going to do everything he can to make sure that happens.
I was somewhat surprised that he went back with such intensity to that period, that when they ran against each other, because I think in a lot of circles that folks sort of think of that as taboo, like, well, it all worked out in the end. But he actually went back to talk about what it was like in that time. I thought it was a really interesting choice in terms of him vouching for her.
Well, that's really where he, I think, grew to respect her and to feel that, you know, she should be an indispensable part of his cabinet, and that she really was the kind of leader that he could full-throatedly endorse and campaign for. You know, she was a tough opponent, and President Obama respects competition. He respects tough competitors, and she was very tough. And as we went through that campaign in 2008, I think he felt like she's smart, she really cares about people, she'd make a great president someday, just not now when I'm running. And so, you know, what you see now is you really see someone who's going to be out there campaigning for her and means it when he says she should be president.
You know, you've got the nearest analogs we have to this race, of course, are in 2000 when you had sitting President Clinton, whose approval rating was quite high, economy was doing pretty well, and you had Vice President Al Gore. Clinton didn't campaign much for Gore. In fact, that was something that people talked about a lot, about whether that was a wrong strategic choice made by the Gore folks. And then you have the 88 race where Reagan and George W. Bush, and they weren't particularly close, those two men. Reagan wasn't really hitting the stump. I mean, we haven't really seen anything exactly like this, what we saw today repeated over and over in our political lifetimes, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I agree with that, Chris. As a matter of fact, you've seen some cases where, you know, particularly 1960 when Dwight Eisenhower spent, you know, rather famously said it would take him days to come up with Richard Nixon's biggest accomplishment as his vice president. You've seen some really bad chemistry out there between people in the same party running up at the same time. This is real, and this is going to be very important. Part of what you saw today was President Obama saying to his supporters, you know, I'm with her. I made this decision. I'm vouching for her, and giving people permission to go full-heartedly behind her. Not that I think people really need a lot of urging at this point. I think the choice, as he said, is so clear. And he is a perfect example of someone who's not just against Trump, but is for Hillary Clinton.
That was, to me, the most striking thing, and the thing that I think he can bring to that message, particularly for solidifying the majority that he has gotten out twice for victory. Anita Dunn, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris.
Still to come, the NASA control room celebrates a 5-year-long mission to Jupiter that was nearly perfect. Nearly. I'll explain that.
Using 60,000 points for my Chase Ink card, I bought all the fruit, veggies, and herbs needed to create a pop-up pick-your-own juice bar in the middle of the city. So now everyone knows we have some of the freshest juice in town.
See what the PowerPoints can do for your business. Learn more at chase.com/8.
I'm really into this car. How do I know if I'm getting a good deal? I tell TrueCar my zip, which car I want, and TrueCar shows the range of prices people in my area actually paid for the same car, so I know if I'm getting a great price. This is how car buying was always meant to be. This is TrueCar.
This is Jim. He's a proud hotel owner. But Jim is frustrated. The Rabbit Breeders Convention has come to town and none of the visitors stay in his amazing hotel. Why should you care? Well, they looked on popular websites that don't have his hotel. So you wouldn't have found it either. However, on Trivago, you never rely on one or even several websites because Trivago searches more than 200 of them. That way you find your ideal hotel for the best price. The visitors, rabbits, and Jim like that about Trivago, and so should you. Hotel Trivago.
Did you know most burglaries take place during the day? It's because burglars figure that's when we're not home. So I got an August doorbell cam. It sends instant alerts to my smartphone anytime someone's at my door, even if they don't ring the bell. Can I help you? Loghouse. Hey, there are bad guys out there. August doorbell cam helps me keep them away with 24/7 control over my front door from anywhere.
Rated Best Doorbell by Fortune Magazine. Kathy's gotten used to the smell of lingering garbage in her kitchen. Yep, she's gone nose blind. She thinks it smells fine, but her guests smell this. Febreze Air Effects Heavy Duty has up to 2 times the odor-eliminating power to remove odors you've gone nose blind to. Use Febreze Air Effects till it's fresh, and try Febreze Small Spaces to continuously eliminate up to 2 times the odors for 30 days. Febreze Small Spaces and Air Effects. 2 more ways to breathe happy.
Sorry, ma'am, no burning here. Try new Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Gummies. They work fast and don't taste chalky.
Incredible. Looks tasty. You don't have heartburn.
New Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Gummies. Enjoy it.
Listen up. Ready? Ready. Steady.
It's more than a movie. It's now a ride. Fast and Furious Supercharged. Buy a season pass online and save.
Picked us up 2 breakfast croissants for $4 when this bear attacked. With one swipe, it devoured one of the croissants. And then Jack showed up and took care of the beast, so I could escape. And that's what happened to your breakfast croissant. And yours? It survived.
Enjoy freshly cracked egg with ham and bacon or sausage. 2 tasty croissants at an even tastier $4 price. It's a deal you'll devour.
You know, it's very easy in our polarized times when the country feels more divided than ever to just sort of ID people immediately. To say, oh, well, you're clearly in this camp and you're in that camp and you're in my tribe and you're not in my tribe. And it might seem easy to stereotype a guy like John Cena. Here's this wildly successful WWE superstar whose job, week in and week out, is basically a litmus test for performing machismo. But his interests, talents, and beliefs surpass any stereotype. For example, here he is at a press conference last month for promoting the WWE's business ties in China.
WWE 跟 PPTV 有很多年签合同，2个公司现在合作伙伴。WWE and PPTV are now corporate partners.
That part I got. He's also shown off his inner thespian, acting opposite Amy Schumer last year in her comedy Trainwreck, and perhaps the funniest scene in the movie. But it wasn't until yesterday while watching a PSA by the Ad Council featuring John Cena that I got a better understanding of who he really is.
Almost half the country belongs to minority groups. People who are lesbian, African American, and bi, and transgender, and Native American, and proud of it. We know that labels don't devalue us, they help define us, keeping us dialed into our cultures and our beliefs and who we are as Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, disability, sexuality, race, religion, and any other labels. Because the second any of us judge people based on those labels, we're not really being patriotic, are we?
Henry? Oh my.
According to Kelley Blue Book, Subaru has the highest resale value of any brand. Again, you might find that comforting. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
If you are told you have cancer, explore your treatment options with specialists who treat only cancer. Every stage, every day. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Learn more at cancercenter.com/experts.
Have you ever seen something so beautiful that all you could say was, wow? Or walked on the world's best beach? At a place that made you feel like you were in a dream? Where family comes first, and fun is measured one ride at a time. You're served like royalty, but treated like family. Beaches, Turks, and Caicos, where anything is possible because everything is included. Wow! Get up to 65% off. Call 1-800-BEACHES. This is business, where bold moves get noticed. That's why Keller replaced the quiet classroom with a proving ground, where battle-tested professors challenge you with what we call experiential learning. This is Keller Graduate School of Management. We learn loud.
With Crizal no glare lenses, neither scratch, nor smudge, nor glare of night could keep you from the clearest vision possible. Plus, Crizal gives you the most comprehensive UV protection. Crizal no glare lenses. Live life in the clear.
Duncan just protected his family with a $500,000 life insurance policy. How much do you think it cost him? $100 a month? $75? $50? Actually, Duncan got his $500,000 policy for under $27 a month, less than $1 a day. His secret? SelectQuote. In just minutes, a SelectQuote agent will comparison shop nearly a dozen highly rated life insurance companies and give you a choice of your 5 best rates. Duncan's wife, Cassie, got a $350,000 policy for under $13 a month. Give your family the security it needs at a price you can afford. Since 1985, SelectQuote has saved over 1 million families millions of dollars on life insurance. Call now or go to SelectQuote.com. Discover what over 1 million families know. We shop, you save.
1-800-932-5400.
You do what it takes to be healthy, but can your multivitamin do more for your immune health? Now, One-A-Day has the first multivitamin with probiotics to support the 70% of your immune system that's found in your digestive tract. New One-A-Day with probiotics. You're multi with more.
Thing one tonight. We just did the hardest thing NASA has ever done. That's the quote from one NASA scientist for the mission to Jupiter. A mission that took the Juno spacecraft 5 years, 1.7 billion miles to travel to the solar system's largest planet. Here's what Juno saw on its journey. These are images of Jupiter and some of its moons before Juno had to shut off its cameras on final approach. Last night, scientists at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, waited in anticipation for the spacecraft to complete its half-decade flight and begin circling Jupiter's orbit. In order to do that, Juno, which at one point was traveling at more than 165,000 miles an hour, had to slam on its brakes by burning its engine for 35 minutes. At 11:53 p.m. Eastern Time came a signal of success from the spacecraft, and cheers of relief here on Earth.
Stations on Juno Port, we have the tone for first cutoff on Delta B. Roger, come over, Juno. Welcome to Jupiter.
But perhaps there was one person in that room not celebrating, and that's due to a dramatic error in the timing of Juno's arrival at Jupiter's orbit. Just how off those calculations were is thing 2 in 60 seconds.
When you were 8, you wanted to fly. When you were 13, to be a rock star. At 20, an artist. All these years later, you realize you had it right the first time. The 400 horsepower Q50 from Infinity.
Nexium 24-Hour introduces new, easy-to-swallow tablets. So now there are more ways for more people to experience complete protection from frequent heartburn. Nexium 24-Hour, the easy-to-swallow tablet, is here.
Men, 80% try to eat healthy, yet up to 90% fall short in getting key nutrients from food alone. Let's do more. Add One-A-Day men's gummies, complete with key nutrients plus B vitamins to help convert food into fuel. One-A-Day.
NASA did it again. That says it all to me. And I am so happy to be part of the team that did that.
It's been quite a ride for NASA's spacecraft Juno, 1.7 billion miles, traveled at speeds topping 165,000 miles per hour. Now that Juno has successfully entered Jupiter's orbit, kudos are being sent around, like this tweet from President Obama. Incredible. After a 5-year journey, we're up close and personal with our solar system's largest planet. Welcome to Jupiter, NASA Juno. For those interested in the timing of Juno's mission, the New Yorker points out NASA has a habit of scheduling high-stakes maneuvers to coincide with patriotic holidays. There was the Mars Pathfinder rover, which landed on July 4th, 1997. Over a decade later, the Deep Impact probe successfully collided with a comet. Then there was last night's endeavor, a difficult one that was executed almost flawlessly, almost. The probe had to survive a lot to successfully enter Jupiter's orbit, had to travel through intense belts of violent radiation, dodging debris while moving faster than any other human-made object has gone ever before slamming on the brakes, just enough to let Jupiter's enormous gravity capture the probe in an orbit around it. After all that, Juno began circling Jupiter. 1 second off its scheduled ride. Try not to beat yourself up too much for that, NASA. Juno will be studying Jupiter for the next 18 months or so. More cool pictures to come. Up next, why a controversial tweet from Donald Trump is getting high praise from white supremacist and former KKK leader David Duke. That story after this break.
Being British, it's not in our nature to boast. Fortunately, we don't have to. Introducing the critically acclaimed Jaguar XE. Experience the XE for yourself at your Jaguar retailer.
My lenses have a sunset mode, and an early morning mode, and a partly sunny mode, and an outside to clear inside mode.
Transition's signature adaptive lenses are more responsive than ever. So why settle for a lens with just one mode? Experience life well lit. Upgrade your lenses to Transition's signature. Now get up to a $90 rebate by mail when you purchase glasses and sunglasses featuring select brands. Ask your eye care professional or visit transitions.com for details.
Is it a force of nature or a sales event? The Summer Value Sales Event is here. Get up to a $5,000 bonus on select Audi models.
Another sunny SoCal day. SoCal day. Extended forecast. Sunny.
Sunny side up.
Every day is
Norms?
sunny.
Norms.
Eggs cooked to order, hash browns, 2 hot cakes, and a Norm's USDA choice sirloin steak. Served anytime for just $8.99.
And your eggs?
Sunny side up.
Norm's is SoCal. Norm's Restaurants. Where life happens 24/7.
On Saturday, a tweet featuring this image was blasted out to Donald Trump's 9.5 million Twitter followers. And if you're anything like me, your immediate reaction was, wow, that star sure looks like the Star of David, which Nazis sewed to clothing during the Holocaust to identify Jews. Combined with the $100 bills and the accusation of corruption, the image sort of immediately combined many of the long-standing tropes of anti-Semitism. After the tweet was published, people almost immediately began pointing out that rather obvious reality. Star of David, a pile of cash, suggestions of corruption. Tweeted conservative writer Eric Erickson, Donald Trump again plays to the white supremacists. The Trump campaign then tweeted a new version of the image with the Star of David replaced by a circle, though if you look closely, you can still see the points of the star poking out. Then deleted the previous version of the tweet. And despite deleting the original image, Trump and his allies weren't exactly admitting wrongdoing. Speaking Sunday on CNN, former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski said the star was not a Star of David, but a simple sheriff's star.
The bottom line, this is political correctness run amok. If this would have been a star next to Hillary Clinton and didn't have the cash behind it, no one would be questioning this. This is the mainstream media trying to read into something.
Trump himself called the anti-Semitism charges ridiculous. In a statement, he echoed Lewandowski's claim, tweeting, "Dishonest media is trying their absolute best to depict a star in the tweet as the Star of David rather than a sheriff's star or plain star!" Exclamation point. That's a sheriff's star on the left. There'll be balls on the end of each. On the right is the Star of David badge used in the Holocaust, which, like the 6-pointed star Trump tweeted, has sharp points. All right. The use of the Star of David does not appear to have been a coincidence. The website Mike.com traced the meme to an internet message board for the alt-right, a digital movement of neo-Nazis, anti-Semites, and white supremacists. It was then traced to a Twitter user who, before deleting his or her account, tweeted images like this one, with images of Hillary Clinton's face in the shape of a swastika. In a statement, Trump director of social media Dan Scavino said the original message, quote, was lifted from an anti-Hillary Twitter user where countless images appear. Well, sure, which makes for an odd excuse, since many of those images are racist and anti-Semitic. He then noted the star image, which he calls a badge, is, quote, available under Microsoft's Shapes. Later tweeted that he proudly celebrates holidays with my wife's amazing Jewish family for the past 16 years. Now, if this were a different candidate, you could perhaps dismiss what happened here as an unfortunate, if rather gobsmacking error of oversight. But it is part of a far larger pattern that is exceedingly troubling for many Americans, including one conservative who says such tweets are a feature in Trump's campaign, not a bug. And I'll talk to him next.
Let's get out of here.
Historic moments in time sweep through our lives. For 20 years, MSNBC has been there, sharing events that shape us and our world. Look back at these defining moments. 20 stories that shaped the world in 20 years. Friday, July 15th at 10, only on MSNBC.
The Nissan Rogue, Murano, and Pathfinder.
Now you can join Angie's List for free. That means everyone has access to our real reviews that we actually verify. And we can also verify that a tired dog is a good dog. So if you need a great dog walker, find one at Angie's List. Join today for free.
I'm really into this car. How do I know if I'm getting a good deal? I tell TrueCar my zip and which car I want, and TrueCar shows the range of prices people in my area actually paid for the same car, so I know if I'm getting a great price. This is how car buying was always meant to be. This is TrueCar.
Sandals Royal Bahamian. Experience the exotic adventure of an offshore island and more quality inclusions than any other resorts on the planet. Save up to 65%. Call your travel agent or 1-800-SANDALS.
It's in the quiet moments when you see why she does this. For Hillary, it's always been about kids. And when millions couldn't get health care, this First Lady worked with Republicans and Democrats to fix it, creating the Children's Health Insurance Program.
So that every child gets the health care that child deserves to have.
Now, 8 million kids are covered. That's the kind of leader she is, and the kind of president she'll be.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
Finding a relationship can be like finding a needle in a haystack. With Elite Singles, you can be sure to meet university-educated professionals, all looking for serious relationships. Ditch the haystack. Register today at EliteSingles.com.
Did you know most burglaries take place during the day? And right through your front door. It's because burglars figure that's when we're not home. So I got an August doorbell cam. It sends instant alerts to my smartphone anytime someone's at my door, even if they don't ring the bell. Can I help you?
Sorry, wrong house.
Hey, there are bad guys out there. August doorbell cam helps me keep them away with 24/7 control over my front door from anywhere.
Rated Best Doorbell by Fortune Magazine.
Fall in love with a new daily fiber. New Mirror Fiber from the makers of Miralax. It's the only fiber that supports regularity with daily comfort fiber. So unlike others, Mirror Fiber is less likely to cause unwanted gas. Love your fiber. New Mirror Fiber.
Look, anti-Semitic images, they've got no place in a presidential campaign. Candidates should